What's up guys, it's time for another video about OBD2 codes, and today we're going to be looking at the Evap system and some of the things that can cause code P0449. Okay, so first off, what's the Evap system and why should we even care about this code? Why is this in the computer? The Evap system is a system, an emissions system that essentially helps contain and get rid of fuel vapor from the tank. That's something you have to deal with when you're storing any amount of gas because gasoline evaporates very quickly. There is a lot of fuel vapor. It's got to go somewhere, and you also want to keep some pressure on that system to keep it from going somewhere. And so first, let's take a look at a car and I'll show you kind of what parts are in the system. So, Evap system basics. Let's start off by sort of giving you an idea of how the system is laid out. First of all, you have in the back a fuel tank somewhere under here, depending on your car. It may be up here, it may be back there, it doesn't matter. Also, a fuel cap. The fuel cap is very important to the Evap system because if it's leaking, it will cause problems because it cannot contain fuel vapor if there's a leak there, and that is something that it will detect. Also back here at the fuel pump area, you will, in most vehicles, at least newer ones, have a fuel tank pressure sensor. That pressure sensor is part of how the OBD2 system is able to monitor the Evap system. Also in a lot of cars, the vent solenoid is back here, usually over in towards the back of the car. I have seen them up here, and in a lot of Chryslers, they are actually part of the leak detection pump, which can be all the way up here at the front. Either way, you're going to have vapor lines that come out of the tank. They're going to come to the front. In Grand Prix with this appearance cover on, it's not the easiest thing to see, so let's just get this out of the way. In this particular car, the way this works is you will have a vapor line that comes up right here on this car, and you'll see it goes into this. This is actually your purge solenoid, and that is where the fuel vapor is introduced into the intake track under the right circumstances. To give you an example though of how these parts are not always in the same place, on both my 99 and 97s, you'll see that it is back here, actually not made to where it goes directly into the intake. And that is something that changed between this generation and that generation, because even on the supercharged versions of these, this line is very much in pretty much the same place. And other cars you'll see at other places too. But essentially, you'll normally see the vapor line and the actual fuel lines near each other because they normally come up together. On a returnless system like this, you'll just have the one. On a system that has a return, you'll have a third hose in here too. And the vapor line will always go to a purge solenoid, whether it's attached to the intake directly or it's over here by itself. So those are the individual parts and what they do. Now about the code itself. Okay, so as far as P0449 goes, this is a code particularly pointing to the vent solenoid at the back, which is not always at the back on every car. So do definitely look up specific information for your car because the vent solenoid may be in different places with different vehicles. But that is the one that vents the tank. This code can be thrown if the vent valve is defective, if it is stuck open or closed, or if there's a wiring problem to or from that vent valve. The best way I have found to start your diagnosing on that particular code is to first locate the vent valve and be aware that it may be integrated into a leak detection pump. In Chryslers, a lot of times it is. And once you've done that, if you can do it, if you can take it off the car separately, you can attach a hose to one side, blow through it, and jump power to it and off. You should feel it open and close. If it can do that while pressure is there, it's probably good. And if it's good, you're more than likely looking at either a leak around there causing it to think that it's stuck open when it's not, or a wiring problem in the car going to that vent valve. So you'll need to get into the wiring between the PCM and the vent valve and see what you can find there. So that's pretty much it. This is a pretty straightforward one. If you would like for me to get into any more of the Evap system in detail, let me know. If there's an OBD2 code you would like me to cover that I haven't covered, please drop it down in the comments and I will try to get to that as soon as I can. Also, there should be a link up here, but if not, also down in the description to the rest of this playlist so you can see definitions and discussions about other OBD2 codes. But for now, that is it for me. Thank you for watching. Make sure you like this video if it helped and that you're subscribed to my channel so you can see the next one when it comes out. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much and peace.